Hello all, good morning. Today we will be learning about Microsoft Intune or what are the things that we have. Let me tell you something about myself. I have 6+ years of experience in IT industry. Also, if we talk about, I have 4 years of experience in the relevant technology in Microsoft Intune. I have worked with Microsoft, HCL, Dell on their projects. Beside this, I am certified in Red Hat, also in AWS as a solution architect. Also, I have worked with Huawei Technology, worked in as a network administrator, and now I'm working in Microsoft Intune from last 4 years. And in this, we will be in this today's session. We will be learning about the basic information about Intune, types of enrollment that we have, how we can onboard all those devices, how we can apply the policies, what are the benefits, what are the in this COVID period, why people are coming to MDM to make their data secure, and some of the services which are responsible for cloud service. Now let move to another slide. In this, we have mentioned the topics that we are going to cover in this session. Or so in the module first, we will be learning about introduction of Intune portal, the URLs that we are going to use, the licenses, or we can say the trial licenses of 30 days. So we can help you out to configure that as well. We can learn create groups, dynamic groups using the queries or enrollment types, policies, all of that stuff we are going to cover in this session. Also, not for particular Windows, we will be learning about iOS, Android, Windows, all the platforms which are available. Next is module 2, where we will be learning about deployment of app. If we have any line of business app, if we have any store apps, how we can deploy it to the devices, how we can automate the process. So we will be learning all the things in this session or in this course, we can say. And troubleshooting aspects like they will be covering the troubleshooting as well, because if you are going to face any interview, they will ask you the troubleshooting approach. So we will be taking you from there as well. Like if you go to an interview round or they will ask you any scenario, so you will be able to answer. So we will be covering the troubleshooting aspect as well, and the scenarios which I have worked on, or like in the past 4 or 5 years, what are the hectic or we can say critical issues that I have worked on. So we will be sharing that scenarios as well. Additional topics in this, I have mentioned the backend flow, because backend flow is important part when we are working in the IT industries. Migration from on-premise users to the cloud, that is an important point, because nowadays every organization is migrating on-premise users or their on-premise setup from on-premise to cloud. Second, integration with Defender. Defender is basically, we can say it's a security tool which can be integrated with Intune, and we can use, or we can use those services as well. We can leverage those services. Then log analysis. Log analysis. This is something where we are covering the logs if any troubleshooting section comes. So what are the logs that are required, or how we can read them. And the co-management part is basically where we have SSCM. Now, as per the Microsoft guidelines, I was reading an article where Microsoft mentioned that in some years, Microsoft will deprecate SSCM and everything will be on Intune on a cloud basis. So co-management is basically where we have SSCM and we want to leverage both the services at the same time. We can use SSCM as well, or we can use Intune at the same time. So that's why we have co-management. So we will be covering the basics of it, because in future, now all the SSCM admins are migrating to Intune. So if we want to learn or if we want to proceed further, so Intune is a good technology for those who are working in SSCM. So they can work with both the technologies. However, they're already working in SSCM. They have good knowledge, as I am working I'm working in SSCM as well as in Intune. So that is an additional advantage that you will get. And the projects, these are the projects where I have worked on. So right now I'm working in HCL, and I was in a transition team where we are migrating on-premise objects to the cloud or maintaining the infrastructure, creating the infrastructure for the client's need. Before that, I worked with Microsoft. So there also I was working as a infrastructure lead, where we are maintaining the environment or providing solution to the users. Initially, when I started my career in IT, so I was working in Microsense. Microsense is a third party providing manpower to the hotels. So I was in a team to configure the network environment for the Taj Hotel. So I was there, the team of CMS and UI team we are working with. For the lab setup, uh, initial thing is you have a good internet speed. And for the system requirement, if you have i3 or i5, 12 GB RAM is compulsory because we will be creating the virtual machines in VMware. So VMware takes a lot of space of a device, and when we are configuring the devices or maintaining the environment, so at that point of time, you will face a lag issue in your device if you don't have this much of RAM. In the memory part, if you have SSD, that is obvious, SSD is faster and it will not give you a lagging problem. Additionally, I will be sharing you the collaborated Microsoft articles, like uh, to go through, or if you want to learn, because on the cloud everything is distributed. If you want to search iOS, so you will get thousands of Microsoft articles related to a particular thing. Some We have some PowerShell scripting available, so I will provide you that. Also, I will be sharing you from where we can see the new features or new updates that are available, or what is in the development. Because whenever you are working in the technology, so this is important that you will be aware that what is coming next, what is the new thing. So you will be aware and you will be guiding your client that yes, this is a new thing and we can maintain it in the environment. And these are the advantages when we use these features. So I will be sharing you those. I will guide you how we can go through that and all of that stuff. In the mock interviews, after completing this course, definitely we will take one session where I will be, or we can create a mock interviews for the demo session, or we can say for the practice basis how you are going to deal with the interviewers or how you can answer them. So this will be after completing the course. For the certifications, we don't have any specified certification for Microsoft Intune, but MS 100 and MS 101, it includes Microsoft Intune and some source of conditional access, SSCM, so all of that stuff. So if you do MS 100 and 101, it will be covering Microsoft Intune, because Intune is software as a service. It is not have simplified or a proper certification, but it includes in this MS 100 and MS 101. So when you do all these two certification, you will be enterprise administration expert for Microsoft 365. And after completing the course, you will get the certificate from the MindMajix. And about the interviews or the lab setup, or what are the things that we are going to cover, I have mentioned everything in this PPT. So let's move to the today's session or today's demo. So first, we will be covering what is Microsoft Intune. So in the cloud environment, when we are talking about cloud have basically three main services: infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. So Microsoft Intune comes in software as a service, like Microsoft, we can say Office 365, Teams, SharePoint, OneDrive. These are the software on which we are working. Right? So Microsoft Intune is also a software as a service. Using Microsoft Intune, we will keep our corporate data secure, as well as we can manage our devices so user will not able to uh, like leak the data, or they will segregate the corporate data, we can say. So now let's take an example. In this COVID environment, everybody is working from home. So organization wants that their user will not leak their data. So how they can protect it? For an example, I am using the Outlook for my company, and as an admin, I am little worried like how I can manage my corporate data. So using Intune, I can restrict the user that if user is trying to copy and paste anything from the corporate account or corporate Outlook to the personal account, it will not able to do that. It will restrict it. So using all these policies, we have thousands of policies available in Intune. So using Intune, we can manage, or we can secure our corporate data. So that is initially the basics of Microsoft Intune. What are the things that we can manage? Microsoft Intune is basically MDM or MAM. MDM is mobile device management, and MAM is mobile application management. So using all these things, we can manage the device as well as the application that we have. So when, as we know that anything you have to communicate, the device needs to be in proper sync with that particular service, right? So how we can apply those policies, how we can uh, make our data secure? For that, we need to enroll the devices in Intune. Enrollment, in the layman language, we can say it is onboarding the device to Intune. So once the device is onboard or enrolled in Intune, the Intune will properly, or the services which are responsible to communicate, they will properly communicate with the device, and then we can apply the policies. So we have different types of enrollment in Windows, iOS, and Android. These are the three platforms which are supported. So let me take you to the portal. So this is the UI. When you open the credential, when you enter your credentials, so it will come up like this. So this is the first page when we enter the credential and we come up in Microsoft Intune UI. Okay, so here you will see all the updated articles. If there is any known issue going on, or Microsoft come up with any solution, or if anything is not working, so you can see all the Intune successful blogs here. It will show you something like this. Let me show you. So here you will see everything. All the articles are here. So it will help you out whenever you are dealing with the users, or if you have any known issues, so how you can troubleshoot them. So using these articles, you can come up with a solution. In the tenant administration, here we can see the tenant status. What is the status of the tenant? My tenant is in a Asia Pacific location. My MDM authority is Microsoft Intune. Status is active, and total enrolled devices are 26. So this is my tenant status. What is my tenant is located from? It is active, or what is the service release that we have? So here we can see it. Now let's go to devices. Here in these devices, we can see we have platforms. As I told you, we are basically dealing with Apple, Google, and Windows. Only these three platforms are supported as of now. But yes, in future, Microsoft is planning to provide support, or we can say give support on Linux as well, on custom images or open source as well. Right now, there is in preview, or Microsoft is still thinking on that. But yes, might be in future we can provide support on the Linux as well, or on the open source operating systems. So this is how it's look like. Basically, we have many types of enrollment. for Windows, for iOS, and for Android. And every enrollment has their own criteria. Let me give you an example. We have autopilot. This is for Windows. Autopilot enrollment. Hybrid autopilot enrollment. Then we come up with GPU. Then manual enrollment. Then we have co-management. And then we have manual enrollment. So these are the enrollments which are available for Windows. And for iOS, we have BYOD enrollment, then ADE, automatic device enrollment, and then Apple configurator. For Android, again, we have BYOD, then we have a work profile, then we have fully managed, dedicated, and corporate profile. So these are the enrollment types that we have available in this scenario. First of all, let's talk about Windows. In Windows, let me give you an example. Like as an administrator, I am working in an organization where we have 200 or 300 of devices, and they are connected through LAN. As we know that when the devices are in the corporate environment, they are connected to the LAN. So they will be communicated with on-premise environment or on-premise server. Now, as an administrator, I thought that I want to use GPU or the on-premise services as well as the Intune services. So using that, if that is not possible, I will go on one by one on every 2000 machine and enroll them. So in this scenario, we can use group policy. We can create an OU. On that OU, we will add all those devices and we can apply one group policy that will automatically enroll all those devices in Intune. So in this scenario, device is managed on premise as well as on cloud. In this scenario, you can apply group policies as well as you can apply the Intune policies. So you can leverage both of the things at the same time. Same thing goes in co-management as well. In co-management, the devices are on SSCM, right? And now as an administrator, I thought like why I can't, why I'm not using the Intune services as well. So using that, if the devices are already connected with SSCM, we can enable the co-management. And after enabling the co-management, the device, or we can use both the services at the same time. From the SSCM, you can do patching activities, you can do OSD, you can deploy the apps as a policy. For the Intune side, you can retire the device. You can, from one click on the Intune portal, the device will get restart. You can run full scan or all the things, all the security policies you can apply. So in this scenario, you are leveraging both the section, both the MDM facilities, SCCM as well as Intune. So every enrollment has their own criteria, and why we are using it and how we are using it, that is completely on you. What is the requirement that has come up and how you are dealing with it. So the basic thing is you have to understand the concept of every enrollment that we have, why we are using it, and what are the responsibilities once we are completing with the process. Then we can proceed with the enrollment types, or with the requirements or maintaining the infrastructure. So this is the types of enrollment we can say. Also, the services which are responsible, Like for an example, we have a cloud service available here in the cloud, and we have one device. So how this device is communicating to the cloud services? Now let's forget about Intune, or forget about every MDM services that we have available in cloud. Now first of all, let's take an example for iOS, Android, and Windows. iOS, Android, and Windows. Like we have these platforms available where we are providing the support now. Now Intune is not in a picture. How the device are getting the updates, the OS updates or the app updates, or we can say how the device is communicating with the services. Now, if let's everybody have mobile phones, everybody have laptops nowadays. So how the device is getting updates? If the updates are available, how the device is going to know that yes, the updates are available and I have to download it. So every platform has their own protocols or own notification services available. For Windows, we have WNS, Windows Push Notification Service, and it uses 443 port number. For Android, we have FCM, Firebase Cloud Messaging. Previously, we called it Google Cloud Management, managed Google Cloud. Basically, when we purchase a new Android device, so we configure the Play Store, right? So whenever we are configuring the Play Store, we are communicating, or we are allowing the device to communicate with Google services. For iOS, we have APNS, Apple Push Notification Service, and iOS uses 523 port for the communication, and Android uses 5228. So these are the services which are responsible for the device to be communicate with the cloud services, with their own platforms. If this setup is not done, the device will not never will be able to communicate with the MDM services or with any services, because every platform or every device has to first we can say communicate with their own services. If the device is not communicate with their own services, they will not communicate with Intune. So now in this scenario, let's add one more thing here. This is the you can say, let's give it a name, push notification server. This is the device, and now here we have Intune. Now, how this diagram will and how the device is going to communicate with the services as well as with the Intune. So, first of all, as we have mentioned, now let's assume this is an Android device. Android device. Now, first of all, the Android device will communicate with their own service, which is Android FCM, Firebase Cloud Messaging. The device will go and notify that yes, I am active, and then this Android push notification server will provide a token to the Android device. Yes, you are active, and I have acknowledged you. Then this push notification service will let the Intune know, yes, this device is active and you can communicate with it. So Intune will directly communicate with the token which is provided by the FCM or push notification server. And using this token, the Intune will communicate and provide services to the device, or we can say security policies. Now, in this scenario, let's assume the device is shut down or device is not connected to the internet. Then this process will break at this time only, because when Intune will try to communicate with this token, Intune will check that token is not active or not able to reach. So at that point of time, Intune will notify, yes, the device is not active, and it will not able to communicate. So once the device will enable again and communicate with the services, Intune will again sync the device. There is a sync cycle in every 8 hours. Intune will in every 8 hour device, Intune will check the device. Yes, if the device is active or not, or internet is active or not. It's in every 8 hours. Once the device is enabled, or after 8 hours, Intune will check again the device status. If the Intune will find out, yes, the device is active, the policies will automatically get applied. So this is the small overview how Intune works and what are the services which are responsible. So this is a basic, and further things we are going to be covered in the further sessions. So if you have any queries, let me know. And that's all from my side. So we are done for the today's session, today's demo session. And thank you for attending the demo. If you have any feedback, please share it. And you can contact us on the below email, which is info@mindmajix.com. Also, for the Indian location, you can contact on 924-2633-3245. And for US base, it's 917-456-8403. So if you have any feedback, or if you want to contact us related to any queries or scope, or if you have any cost or the payment options, or if you have any further queries related to the technology, what are the things that we are going to cover, you can contact us on the below information. And thank you again for attending the demo, and have a nice day.